Hi, guys, and welcome to Meditation Monday. This morning, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about our physical bodies. Some of you may know that when the pandemic started in March and everything really began to shut down, one of the pieces that I actually added was an attempt to continue to be physically active, even though we were at home all the time. And so every member of my family chose to practice that in a different way, and I chose the practice of yoga. And one of the pieces I really love about yoga is that it concentrates on our breath and our breathing. I hadn't realized until I started how often I hold my breath, especially when I'm doing something that's hard, or how often I constrict my breathing and don't breathe fully and deeply. And so, for the most part, over these months, I've really come to enjoy the practice of yoga. But one of the things that I've noticed, particularly now, but over the course of the last few years, is how often our physical bodies actually reflect how our insides are feeling, right? So, for example, if you're feeling sad or upset, you might find yourself sort of sitting forward with your shoulders turned in and kind of slumped. Or maybe if you're feeling particularly anxious about something, you might find yourself, shaking your leg underneath the table, or actually I have a ring. It's called a spinner ring that you can turn for when you're feeling anxious. Or maybe when you're angry, you might see yourself, um, you know, walking around with your fists clenched or maybe your jaw tight. And so our physical bodies can often show the outside world and other people how we're feeling internally. And so I found that during this time, that some of my emotions have been all over the place and in really unpredictable ways. And while that's tended to kind of level out in the past few months, there are still moments where I find myself surprised by a feeling or emotion that I may be experiencing. Sadness is one of those, but even sometimes frustration or anger or resentment. And the thing is, when I feel those emotions in particular, I often feel them in my body. And one of the things that I found is that there are a couple of poses in yoga which are described as restorative heart openers, which really help me in those moments when I'm feeling angry or upset to at least let go of some of that in my physical body, and that helps with what's going on inside. So to do these poses, you can do them a few different ways. If you have a yoga mat, great. If you don't, heck, lay on a soft carpet in your house, or you can, even if you want to, lay on a bed or a couch or something like that. But you will need a towel or a blanket that you can roll up, and basically you place that right under the edge or the tips of your shoulder blades so that your shoulder blades are resting over top of it. I'm going to show you 3 different ways you can do this pose, but there are kind of endless combinations with it. So in the first one that you guys see here, basically what I'm doing is I'm laying on the yoga mat. You can see the towel that I have rolled up underneath me. And so it's physically kind of opening up my chest, which is where we often feel anger and frustration. So it's physically opening that up, and I have my legs straight out in front of me and my arms out to the side. But there are other variations that you can do. So for this pose, I have my legs in, what's called a butterfly position, or I put my feet flat together and pull them towards my body, and I have my arms sort of out in what looks like a cactus shape or a W shape. Or a third possibility is to have your legs pulled up like I do. So your legs about hip width distance apart, pulled up, and my arms straight over my head. Now you can do different variations, like I said, of this. So you might have your legs pulled up like I have in this picture, and your arms in that cactus or W shape, or straight out to your side. Whatever feels comfortable for your body. But opening your body up like that, like literally opening your chest up like that, can really help to relieve some of those feelings of anger or frustration or resentment that you might be feeling even at really odd times. And it only takes 1 or 2 minutes to do. I mean, it's a lie that we tell ourselves we don't have 2 minutes to do some of these pieces, when in actuality, if we stop looking at our phone for a few minutes, we might. And you can do these with the practice of breathing that we've talked about before, where you do slow and intentional inhales so that your stomach pulls in and you feel your chest expand and your shoulders rise up, and then a really slow exhale so that you feel your chest and your shoulders sink back down and your stomach sort of push out. And you do that, lay on the ground or wherever you are and just take a few minutes to really concentrate on breathing and concentrate on filling your entire chest up and opening it up. One of the pieces I also like to do is I tie in words with my breathing. So I might do one of those breath prayers that we've talked about on here before. So, Jesus Christ, you breathe in, have mercy on me, you breathe out, right? Or you could even do really simple biblical phrases that you love. The Lord is my shepherd, breathe in. I shall not want, breathe out. And spend 2 or 3 minutes engaging in this practice. And hopefully you'll find, like I have, that being in that posture, physically opening up your body and then concentrating on your breath and your breathing, and even adding some of those words or phrases we've talked about in breath prayer before, can really help you to be able to begin to deal with some of those emotions that you're feeling inside your body. Anyway, if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comments. And thanks for tuning in again this week for Meditation Monday. I can't wait to see all of you soon.